This is Stars and Scopes with your friend Uma, updated every new and full moon with guidance based on planetary transits in the current sky and extra support from tarot. For accuracy, take a look at your rising sign first if you know it, and do feel free to listen to your sun, moon and rising if you'd like the full picture. If you're interested in your birth chart, check out the readings page at umaruby.com, and if you'd like to support the work, head over to buymeacoffee.com/umaruby and you can buy me a coffee. Finally, if you're a visual learner, look up Uma Ruby Tarot on YouTube and you can watch and learn. Okay, let's take a look. Hello, Cancer and Cancer Rising. Welcome to your horoscope for the new moon in Libra, happening on September the 26th at 7:54 a.m. if you're in the Southern Hemisphere with me. So as far as that night of ritual, that dark night where we can ask for what it is we hope for, do it on the 25th, the night before. So let's talk about Libra, and let's talk about your fourth house, which is the house of the home, the house of roots and stability and privacy, legacy and ancestry. This is your house, Cancer. This is the house that you rule, that you are most at home in, that you are made to build. This is the kitchen of the mansion of our lives. This is the place where we come together for nurturance. And so in that way, to have Libra, the sign of harmony and balance and justice and equality and fairness, rule this is absolutely perfect, and a way that we can maybe look to explaining your sixth sense for that intellectually. Remember, Libra is an air sign, so it is about thought. That's where your thought goes to first, is the kitchen, the home, the fireplace. So, new moons, time to ask for what it is that you hope to achieve in that space of your life and what it is that you hope to grow. I want to cast your attention to something else though for a minute here. I've got your tarot cards that I pulled out in the introduction, and I'm going to be reading them for you in just a moment. But my eye is drawn to my eye is drawn to talk about Virgo again, and to talk about Mercury having retrograded from Libra at the full moon 2 weeks ago, and it has now re-entered Virgo. So when Mercury stations retrograde and travels in that way, it's the time of our lives where we need to go over and reprocess information, where we need to think and think again, and we need to bring into our reality a sense of diligence and a sense of thinking perhaps before we speak, or just really going over the information and truth that we are being met with, that we are absorbing from our surroundings. So to have Mercury, the planet of communication, leave your third house, go into your fourth house, but then retrograde out of your fourth house back into your third house, makes me think about this idea of the importance of our words and the importance of the things that we say and the things that are said to us. So we've been speaking to that. I'm going to go into the tarot. There's someone in your energy that you're not listening to. And there's someone that is trying to let you know from their perspective how they see it, in order to help you with this this burden that you're carrying around on your back. This person, this Queen of Swords energy, this person of the intellect, of the mind, of air, and of messages, let's consider this in some ways to be Mercury, and that sort of toing and froing from your third to your fourth, back to your third house. It's almost as if there's a truth, or there's a perspective that is sort of you're unwilling to let go of, or you're unwilling to really maybe listen to, and to kind of absorb the essence of those messages. And it's keeping you in this position of entrapment. It's keeping you feeling that you're on your last wicket, that you've got no more energy to move forward, that for whatever reason there is this real exhaustion in your energy, Cancer, that I've been feeling probably for the last few readings. There is that sense of running on empty, and really just the grit at the bottom of the petrol tank is all you've got left. What are the habits, or what's the advice that this Queen of Swords is attempting to give you time and again? What is the clarity of message here? What is the truth as far as they see it that you're unwilling to see at this time? And how is that affecting your fourth house? Because we want a nice opportunity to invest in the magic here, don't we? We want to use this Libra new moon to grow something in regard to our ancestry, our roots, our home environment. So why aren't the roots sticking in that space? Why is it feeling, what can happen here, or what do you need to absorb fully and consolidate and incorporate into your life, and also into your communication styles too? Where is the truth failing you, and what are you perhaps editing out? What are you being encouraged to really incorporate into your voice from now on? Because this is what we need you to do. We need you to be a little honest with yourself, Cancer. We need you to be in good relationship with this Queen of Swords. Perhaps in some ways this is an embodiment of an inner energy of yours. Perhaps this Queen of Swords is a confidence that is sort of, that there's something about your ancestry, your home environment, your roots, that you'd love to express and to really continue with that expression. As Mercury retrogrades back into that third house, it might be actually potentially an invitation to go over the authenticity of that expression. And this Ten of Wands here is this sort of, you're building yourself up higher in some part of your experience of yourself. You're not fully actualizing or living this message that you're prophesizing. You're sort of talking the talk, but perhaps you're not walking the walk because you're exhausted, because you're scared, or because you don't believe that you have the stuff. What I see for you, Cancer, is a really profound moment. There's going to be, and this is big Cancer energy. This card, the Two of Cups, is an expression of really healing connection, of coming together with a soul separate from ours, and feeling the almost medicinal quality of that union and that ascension together. There's a real emotional connection here that I see coming through for you. And perhaps in that sort of manifestation space of your fourth house, your home, your roots, your ancestry, your home environment, perhaps with greater communication or greater sort of honesty about that, this will help to attract the right one, call the right one in. this figure that we're coming into contact with, this other side of the coin, there's you in your Cancerian blue emotional robe. There's this figure in the yellow here that I see as the Knight of Pentacles. This person is grounded. This person is rooted in their ancestry. This person knows who they are, and they have a great comfort and a great relaxation in terms of putting forward that message, in terms of sharing that truth. So what I feel here is a disparate energy. There's almost like an exhaustion on your behalf to prove yourself. There's almost, you're sort of feeling exhausted time and again, having to stake your claim in something, to restate your truth, to re-establish your position, something like that, in terms of your home environment, in terms of your place, place in the ranks of your home environment, maybe, is something that's coming to mind. This person that you're coming into contact with is not like that. They have there's a real earthiness to them. There's a real weight and a relaxation, perhaps a slow moving energy too. I see Taurus here, I see Capricorn, I see Virgo. Think about the earthbound qualities of those signs. Think about the essence of practicality that they embody and the reliability of those signs. This is who you're coming into contact with. And Mercury's dance through your communication house and through your house of ancestry, that sort of back and forth motion, is what you need to work with at this lunation, at this new moon, what you need to reconcile within yourself, and what you need to, if it is messages that are coming externally to you that are attempting to be downloaded, and that could be from spirit, that could be from that portal. Remember that Virgo has the portal open. Virgo is the sign that absorbs the messages from spirit land and turns them into practicality, that alchemizes those spiritual leanings into something practical and grounded. And this is what you're being encouraged to do as well. So as far as the talking the talk, as far as I'll say it again, and I said it in a different reading, I can't remember who it was, but this is the message. There's a difference between translation and transcription. And I say this because it's important for you to understand the difference between parroting information or ideologies or philosophies or connective tissues, and translating this information, this language, this poetry into your own expression. I don't know why that has anything to do with your reading, but this is just something that I think is really important for you to hear, my lovely Cancers, particularly when you're coming into this space of manifestation in your ancestry, in your roots and your home. If you've been feeling especially ungrounded in that area, then this lunation is a lovely time to call in those roots to stick, to really fertilize those seedlings and to really allow them to take root and to provide you with a sense of belonging in that ancestry, that lineage. It's sort of and I know full well how it feels to feel completely untethered to your lineage and to your root system. I really do. I also know the medicine that is found in the act of one of those roots taking, and the recognition of yourself in that space. Perhaps that sounds a little bit vague, but I think I'm going to leave it at that. It's important for us as human beings to recognize ourself in another, in some way. For folks that don't have any relationship with their ancestry or don't know their ancestry, that their ancestry was ripped from them, this is a lifelong cross to bear. And this is something that causes much pain and discomfort, and something that other parts of the human experience and culture take for completely for granted. I won't bring them into the room because it's unnecessary, but there's something that we're experiencing as a human consciousness that has to do with tradition and pomp and ceremony that is really based in a root system that goes way, 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 way back, that we are all, depending on what country you're in, but let's face it, expected to witness. When you have been extracted from your lineage to bear witness to that of the oppressor can be really disheartening. And I just want to say that to you as well, Cancer. I'm not sure why, but what I want for you is to come into a confidence in your own translation of your ancestry. And I am going to remind you that you've got such beautiful things to look forward to in terms of a regrounding through a really sacred connection. I'll leave that reading there, Cancer. I love you very much. I'll be back in 2 weeks for the full moon in Aries. And do head over to umaruby.com and book yourself a birth chart reading. I've come off a weekend of back-to-back readings and I'm feeling primed and ready to continue the journey with you. So I look forward to that. There's the spirit reading would be the one to book if you're wanting to understand the difference or the relationship between your sun sign, your moon sign, and how they can best be worked in order to fully express the highest octave of your soul purpose, which I find is in your rising sign. So much love, Cancer. I will speak to you soon. Take care.